let's see what Snappers Keys look like tonight.
Well, you got to rebound. This is a small team. Opponent outsizes them across the front line, so take advantage of it and get the rebounds. Post-up offense. Like I said, Golden State is small inside. Portland has some good post-up players. Take advantage of them. The perimeter defense tonight, John Starks, Chris Mills, Tony Delk, these guys love to shoot from the outside. They're not bashful, Eddie. They'll shoot it at any chance they get, so have a hand in their face as often as possible.
Nothing like watching a little basketball and enjoying a little food, a little pizza from Godfather's, and we'll give you the starting lineups to go with it. Chris Mills, Caffey, Dampier, Starks, and Delk. Williams, Grant, Sabonis, Ryder, and Stoudemire. They are like 6'8", 6'8", 6'11 up front. And Starks at 6'5", and Delk at 6'2". Not an overly big team, but a team that is a very good rebounding team, the #1 rebounding team in the NBA, and the best offensive rebounding team. And from up on top, we look, and the opening tap comes back to the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, Michael, keep in mind the Warriors are 4-5. They've won 4 games in a row. They've all been at home. In fact, they've only played 1 game at home, or I should say on the road. So they are going to have to find out if they can win away. And this is a big game for Golden State as well.
Exactly. Winning 4 in a row at home. That's good. You're supposed to take care of business at home, but if you're going to be a playoff contender, really be taken seriously, you must win on the road at least 40% of your games.
And Starks right away, who's been hot for him, been averaging 34 minutes a game, and John Starks gets them off to a nice little 2-zip lead. Starks is a fellow who's not a great percentage shooter, but he's very explosive. Inside, back to Brian Grant on the post-up move to tie at 2-2.
Brian Grant remains hot. Portland doing the right thing by attacking the basket early to see if they can pick up some quick fouls of Caffey and Dampier inside.
Starks averaging 15-3. Marshall, who's not available for them tonight because of a sprained right wrist, one of their leading scorers. Dampier out of his range. Dampier's a rebounder and not much of a scorer, averaging 6.5 a game.
He's been a little bit of a disappointment this early in the season for the Warriors.
Inside post-up, swing it free. There it is, nice ball movement. Walt Williams tries to get his own missed shot, can't get to it. Dives into the first row, wide open. And JR and the Blazers swinging the ball to the open man very nicely. Come up dry, and we're 2-2 still tied.
It looked like Walt didn't get his legs under him on that shot. He usually measures it a little bit longer because he's so wide open half the time.
And Ryder getting up on Caffey, switched up on Caffey on that particular play and fouling him on the play. So J.R. Ryder getting the Blazers first in his first, as we just do get the game underway.
Ryder just didn't get there half a second too late. Otherwise, there could have been a steal on his part.
Tony Delk played at Kentucky for Pitino. A lot of those players in the NBA right now. And the Blazers with a rebound come away with it. Damon Stoudemire leads the Blazers in scoring, coming in 15, actually Ryder and Damon, about the same 15.5 a game.
That was good hands by Eric Dampier. You see Arvydas with a quick spin move, nice move by Arvydas, but Dampier was able to get his hand around and on top of the ball, and that's why it results in a jump ball.
Arvydas, Sabonis, the officials working the game tonight, Laura Richardson, Dan Crawford, and Rodney Mott, and they get the rebound.
What a horrible toss by the official.
Not a good one. Yeah, they were locked out too, weren't they?
They could have been practicing the toss at home in the garage or in the driveway. He threw that up as if Muggsy Bogues was jumping for the Warriors.
Well, biscuits up to the dog better than that. He usually catches it. And knocked away by Brian Grant. The Blazers control as they should. Dampier is 6'11", and Sabonis 7'3". Hook it inside to Grant. Low post up. And Grant missing. Look at the hustle by Brian Grant. That's where we'll get you some wins right there. Nice pass, Williams immediately inside to Arvydas. Tries to get his own missed shot. Blazers trying to go inside tonight. Arvydas with a save. Stoudemire to Walt Williams. And he's 0 for 2 on his 3 ball. Good hustle by the Blazers, and we're still tied at a pair. Starks played by Walt Williams. Dampier again a little strong. And Arvydas after Brian Grant had it, and Arvydas will pull it away and go to Damon.
Dampier doesn't look like he has any confidence shooting that ball. That's why he's hesitating, and once you do that, you're lost.
Here's a good situation for the Blazers. When they can get Ryder posted up deep on Starks, Stark's a hustle player, but not a great defender. And the first 2 possessions last Sunday night in Golden State, they did this and Ryder scored.
Well, John Starks just doesn't have the strength. Has to hustle by Brian Grant. You know, he's got that rebounding fever now since he's really picked it up the last few games, and he feels right now as if every rebound that comes off the glass is his.
That's a good way to be feeling.
Exactly.
18 boards last night, 17 the game before. He's been on a tear. Terry Cummings has come in and Caffey has come out. So Jason Caffey got a short run, less than 3 minutes, and immediately they go to the veteran, 37-year-old Terry Cummings. Both free throws are good. Blazers with a 5-2 lead.
Boy, PJ gave Caffey a dirty look when he took him out. He was not happy with Caffey allowing Brian Grant to get all his rebounds.
I thought that the acquisition of Terry Cummings in that deal from New York was a stroke of beauty for them, because this is a consummate professional. Now, this guy may be 37, but he knows all the tricks, the little things. And that guy came with him, Chris Mills, and we're tied. And JR watching Mills drain one from outside the 3-line. 5-5 is our score.
Yeah, you got to know your scouting report. Chris Mills is a standstill shooter. JR needs to get up on him and make him put the ball on the floor.
Blazers trying to go to Sabonis, who had 23 points against the Warriors last week. Walt Williams, this time he's got a tray. Ring the bell and touch 3. Walton, 8-5. The Blazers, Delk on the penetration. Leave for Dampier, and Dampier this time gets a pair.
And Arvidas made a good block on that ball and somehow still squeaked through the rim.
Dampier pretty much a decent rebounder, but not much of a scorer, as I mentioned, and not shooting the ball well either. 32%. Right. Short-range pull-up, about 10 feet out. And he's on the board, and it's 10-7. Blazers trying to get the business done early against Golden State, the way it looks.
No, definitely not by the way he plays, Eddie, but when you look at Dampier, doesn't he remind you of Nate Thurman a little bit?
A little bit, but Thurman was the toughest. One of the toughest I've ever seen, and gave Kareem the toughest time in his career.
I thought that was me.
Nah, well, dude, you were probably in the top 20.
Thank you, Eddie. Oh, you're nice. I like you much on you.
Walt Williams missing. Nate Thurman was the toughest. Out ahead, look at that pass. That was a sweet pass by Delk. And a nice score as Chris Mills flashing to the rack, and the Blazers now down by 1, 11-10.
Well, Portland's got to get back, because clearly Golden State doesn't have the physical power to deal with them on the inside, so they're going to try to run on Portland, take advantage of that little quickness they have on the Blazers.
Blazers trying to hit Sabonis on the cut. They're doing that. That time they doubled him from the baseline side, but he still got his shot.
Where did that shot come from?
That was a little fadeaway J.R. Ryder shot. And Cummings with 2 big hoops. Yeah, this is a fellow when he came into the league, Terry Cummings, the heart problem. Remember they had the heart equipment at the bench when he was a Clipper? That's right. Well, he's got a heart bigger than this building. Now, this Terry Cummings is a terrific player and a great guy.
Didn't he come in during the Johnson administration?
I told him, I said, it's good to see one guy out here that's almost as old as I am. He said, yeah, Eddie, you and I go way back. Out of the corner, Mills from Cummings. The New York connection again. 16-12, Golden State.
Well, they're out here playing as if they've got nothing to lose. They're coming on off of a 4-game win streak right now, and I'm sure that win against Portland last Sunday gave them an air of confidence, and that's what they're playing right now early in this game.
That was turns out to be a good deal for both New York and for the Golden State Warriors. Ryder again, strong inside, low post up on the block. And it's 16-14. All the fellas that came from New York are playing considerable minutes for Golden State. Cummings is the least at 22. The other 2, Mills and Starks, are over 30 minutes a game. Dampier blocked by Walt Williams. Scooped out of there by Arvidas. On the fly, here comes Damon. Like a fly on a hot griddle. Ball loose, Damon trying to get it back. Lost it, turnover Portland. And Delk will bring the ball over. Stark tries to go inside, kick ball, 24-second violation. No, they'll get 24 when they're back, and the Blazers trail by a pair. Rasheed Wallace has checked into the lineup. Damon Stoudemire, Arvidas Sabonis, and Rasheed, Walt Williams, and J.R. Ryder are on the floor for the Blazers, and Caffey has come back for Golden State. Some instructions from PJ and a foul called on Rasheed Wallace.
Now you saw what Jason Caffey did there. He couldn't go over Rasheed, so he sort of buried his way under Rasheed's shoulder blades, got up underneath him, caught Rasheed in a bad position and went straight up with a strong move. Rasheed reached over. But good defense by Rasheed. He just about everything he could on that.
Caffey is 6'8", 256 from Alabama. #1 pick of the Chicago Bulls when he came out. Last year averaged 7'3". Played in 80 games a year ago for PJ's team. They really like him.
He got three championship rings from the Bulls, I think.
Yep, he's got enough to keep him busy for a while until this team grows up some. They're hoping that someday maybe it'll happen again in the Golden State area, like it did back in the 70s when they had Jamal Wilkes and some of those fellows. 17-14, they lead by 3. Damon with the backup dribble trying to control the offense, looking for Walt on top. Rasheed way out on a wing. They bring J.R. Ryder to the ball side, and Rasheed says, I'm going to take the shot, and the rebound controlled by J.R. in a crowd. Banks it up off the glass. Wallace can't get it back. Caffey's got it. Pulls up off the dribble and gives to Starks, who's trapped. He gets rid of it with Caffey, the receiver. And a banker home, and the Warriors, who have won 4 in a row and feeling pretty good about themselves, now leading 19-14 and going very small in the middle with 6'9" Terry Cummings. Blazers got to take advantage. Now they bring someone over to help on Ryder. That's Mills. Mills has to hustle back. Down to Sabonis on the base. Takes the swing hook, misses it, and the Warriors are really trying to run as long as Sabonis is in there.
Well, the Blazers just have to be patient and don't abandon the inside game. Just keep attacking the basket.
There's Damon with a reverse dribble. Down Broadway, lead for Ryder. Rhythm bounce and a 2 on the way. Got that little rhythm bounce going, and he did a half a moonwalk. It's now 16 points for Portland.
That play was set up at midcourt when Damon did that old hesitation dribble, shoulder fake, and left a couple of defenders frozen out there to freed up Jay off that short-range jump shot.
Right now, the Warriors shooting the ball extremely well. Here's Cummings again. This time he misses. Here's a guy that has over 18,000 points in his NBA career, so you know he can score. Rasheed, good poise, gathered himself, waited for the defender to go flying by, jammed it home. 19-18 Portland.
Well, if you don't get there quickly for Rasheed, he's one of the quickest jumpers in the game. He'll get up there quick before the defense gets there.
All right, the Blazers have 1 to catch. It's 19-18. The Warriors on top by 1. Golden State shooting the ball very well right now, 8 for 14, 57%. Jimmy Jackson has come into the Blazers lineup. So Jackson and Ryder on the floor with Grant, Rasheed, and Damon. The Blazers go a little smaller. Down to Dampier after a little rest on the miss, and the rebound by Brian Grant. Well, Brian Grant now has 2 rebounds for the night, and Damon with the ball on top, make it 3 for Grant. Jimmy Jackson, who had a little bit of an opportunity to run at the point last night at the very end of the game. Not tonight, however. Ryder will move up, and Ryder will be the recipient. Jackson, Stoudemire, Ryder in that order. 20-19, Blazers on top by 1.
J.R. really shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. I'm surprised when he has that much time to see the basket when he misses, because every time they leave his hand, they look really good.
Ryder shooting the ball extremely well. He has 11 points already in the first quarter. Whistle off the ball, and a foul call on the offense. Dampier for sliding on that screen. He gets called for it. And PJ's the kind of guy that loves to set picks and screens, but it's up to the man with the ball to dribble into the screener and allow him to get close. That time it was not done properly, and so Dampier slides the feet, got caught.
You know, you're right about that, Eddie. It's a lost art. Guys don't know how to use the screens anymore. The best guy in the league of doing that is Reggie Miller out of Indiana.
Very good. You can see what happens. He gets a lot of points out of it. That's Brian Grant. And they hustle to get the rebound. That's Jason Caffey. Bimbo Coles deflected, but into the hands of Dampier. Eric Dampier, and on top they go to John Starks on Jimmy Jackson. Now here's another matchup that the Blazers should be able to take advantage of. Jackson.
They hurt you. Oh, he was so open he didn't know what to do. Bank it in, I'll just lay it in.
Jackson thought maybe he might have been fouled, and the Blazers are down by a pair. Clear out of side. Let Starks work on Ryder. They're going to make J.R. play defense, and that time Starks beat him on the dribble. Dampier with the follow. And gets the rebound, but a foul called on the play, and it's on Dampier.
Dampier's having a rough first quarter. He's shooting air balls. He's missing easy bank shots. He's getting called for fouls. So He needs to go sit down, cool off, and try to regroup and come back with a better effort.
Felton Spencer checking in. Dampier, who really played extremely well against the Blazers last Sunday, had 15 rebounds and 11 offensive rebounds. He's out of the game right now.
But they are in. John Starks has got this little personal battle going on. At times Starks is able to win that one.
Starks on the lead, lob inside. Follow-up tip inside by Caffey. Fighting for it inside. Power effort inside by Coffey. And Jimmy Jackson will bring it down. Dampier with 2 fouls on the side. Stoudemire with a pull-up, and he hits it over Bimbo Cole. Bimbo is a fellow that's been a little bit on the bubble over here. He is a 6'2", 9-year guy from Virginia Tech. And there was a lot of talk about him being traded recently, but it hasn't happened yet. The trade deadline, the 13th of March. 22-22 all tied up. Less than a minute to play, another turnover by Golden State. Now we saw them turn it over only 10 times in that first game. So far here tonight, the Warriors have turned it over a couple of times.
Well, Jason Caffey keeps trying to post up Rasheed, and that's to his disadvantage. Rasheed is just too tall, too good of a jumper to try to, for a guy 6'6" to shoot over Rasheed.
And Damon off the high screen. They left him alone for a moment. He tried to take advantage, and Felton Spencer, a solid pro who's been around for quite a while, gets the rebound, and up come the Warriors with 29 seconds to play in the quarter.
That's what Jason has to do. He has to face Rasheed to see if he can beat him at quickness.
And the rebound again by Brian Grant. What a nose for the ball he's developing. I've seen a little Dennis Rodman's style of rebounding in him the last couple of nights.
Yeah, he really is determined. Like I said, he feels as if every rebound up there is his, and that's the way he's producing.
Damon on the penetration, all the way to the rack, lays it up high. Nice follow by Rasheed Wallace. Whoa, what a big effort by Rasheed to win the quarter, and it's 24-22 Blazers. Yeah, look what we're seeing here. Field goal shooting percentages, and the Blazers a 2-point lead. Up come the Warriors. Felton Spencer. I can never quite understand why Utah gave up on him. Not a great player, but I thought he fit that system as well as any system he was going to find.
Well, he's an underachiever, you know. I mean, you're right. He's got some talent, but that's why they gave up on him.
That was not very good.
That was not pretty.
You didn't make me look real good on that one, Felton.
He answered your question for you. Antoine Jameson, of course, got the rebound and put it back in. What do you think of Antoine Jameson?
I like him a lot. I like the way he's got a good attitude. He's very active. He's just got to learn how to play at this level. It's a different style of ball than it is in college, but he can rebound and he can score.
But is he a small forward, though? I mean, he doesn't handle the ball that well.
They're trying to determine whether he is or not. If he's going to be a big forward, he's going to have to beef up a little bit. Stacey Augmon attempt to put it back, and Brian Grant again. Look at this effort. In the middle, Brian Grant. That's all hustle right there.
That's his 7th rebound right there already.
And Greg Anthony comes in and spots a 3. Boy, he had 3 of those last night. Anthony, he can ring the bell. He was over 40%. He now picks Tony Delk in midcourt. Excellent defense by Anthony. Great ball fake, puts it up off the iron. No. And the rebound now. He's got a mismatch. Does he back him inside here, Michael?
Well, he's going to try.
Does he back him inside here, Michael?
Well, he's going to try. He's going to ask for the ball back to repost. And he's going to try to do those twist and turning moves he always does well. A good defense by Bimbo Kosovo. Stacey looks around and says, hey, you got me on the wrist.
No, that was nothing more than a dry heave.
Yeah, he forgot one extra spin, because usually Stacey spins 2 or 3 times before he puts the ball up.
Yeah, he's the Maytag man. He can put it in the spin cycle as well as anyone. Back along the right, you go Chris Mills, and he is splashing with regularity.
You know, guys like him can last in this league forever when you've got that kind of shooting trust. So you boys and girls out there who are watching this game, if you want to stick around as a basketball player, whatever league or team you play for, learn to shoot the ball.
Nice backdoor spin move right there by Jimmy Jackson. Not the quickest guy in the league, but he showed some quicks right there. Jackson gives the Blazers a 3-point lead. He'll be at the line when we come back.
I love the Utah Jazz. When they play, watching Karl Malone. The guy's just a physical specimen. The greatest power forward ever, don't you think?
I think he is. You'd love to have one come along like that every couple of years just so you could see more of him. He was really terrific. Yeah. Jackson on the three-point play. The chapeau that gentleman had moments before was something special also. I wonder where he got that.
I think the Mad Hatter.
Here's Terry Cummings. And this is the guy that single-handedly killed the Blazers at Golden State last week when he had 24 points in 26 minutes, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals, and 14 of those points in the fourth quarter and in the overtime. Sabonis, Anthony, out of the corner, they shoot the ball and miss. That's Jimmy Jackson, and it'll go back to the Golden State Warriors. And a foul by Arvydas Sabonis. That'll be number 1 on Sabonis, and the Blazers now leading it by 2.
That might have been a bad call. That was a point where Arvydas' 7'3" frame came in handy. He just went straight up and reached over Cummings, but I didn't think Arvydas hit him.
Very quiet night for Arvydas so far. 2 points. In that first matchup a week ago, Sabonis 23 points, 17 rebounds to tie his career high on boards. He was special on that night, all for naught. And he'd have given all those numbers up if he had been able to make that one free throw at the end of regulation, which would have given the Blazers the win, 87-86. To be. On top, Bimbo back to Antoine Jamison. And the former North Carolinian, and the guy that was the College Player of the Year, loses it. Greg Anthony. Rasheed Wallace. Anthony again all over the ball, pressuring Bimbo. Bimbo was reported to be headed to Vancouver. And getting pressure by Anthony back here. He must know something about Bimbo's ball handling ability because he is really sticking to him very closely.
There goes Rasheed Wallace down the floor. When he gets ahead of steam like that and clear path to the basket, that's just to run out of bounds, wait for the ball to come through the net extremely hard. Because Rasheed Wallace is one of the quickest big men running the floor this game has ever seen.
Terry Cummings in the ball game. On top, there he is, driving on Wallace. Not bad quickness for a guy his age, is it? Terry Mills, Chris Mills. He lost the dribble out of bounds. He will come back to Portland. And now we're seeing shades of what the Warriors were last year.
And there's a classic example why Chris Mills, got me doing it too, doesn't dribble the ball that much to get his shot off. Looked like me at that time trying to dribble the ball.
No, not that one. You dribble your oatmeal. 32-28, the Blazers with a lead. Stacey Augmon, Jimmy Jackson concentrating on moving the ball crisply. Greg Anthony, another three. Anthony, his second three tonight. What a pickup he is turning out to be. And it's 35-28. Blazers. Cummings tries to drive the boulevard. Mills with a great fake on Jimmy Jackson, and he puts it in.
Now that's Chris Mills' game, not trying to become a Kobe Bryant to create something off the dribble. It's one dribble and up or open catch and shoot. It's a great player doing that.
Arvydas with the long ball. He's not going to get it. Sabonis. And the Blazers try and hustle back. Bimbo right there. Arvydas bumps him. No foul call. Ball loose. Antoine Jamison, but a foul call late on Rasheed Wallace. They missed the foul on Sabonis.
That's a bad call. I don't blame Rasheed for getting upset, but that looked like Antoine Jamison just lost the ball out of bounds.
35-30 is the score of the ball game. Blazers with a lead. J.R. Ryder comes in and Stacey Augmon goes out. Looking at Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy Jackson is really beefed up, hasn't he? He used to be a trimmer than he is right now. I know he's going to probably see a lot more time on the front line here, and 2 or 3 for that matter. But this is what happens when you don't play a lot of minutes sometimes. Big muscle guys, and he's muscular, almost like Oscar Robertson used to be.
Yeah, and his body's probably maturing. You know, he's getting into his later 20s now, and sometimes guys put on weight naturally. He was never a guy who could beat you on quickness anyway, so if his body's going to be around 220 at 6'5", I think that's to his advantage, because he can really punish the smaller guards in the lane.
Missed 2 free throws. Here he is. This is something he used to be able to do real well and still does. Ryder on the follow. He can't get it, and the Blazers missed 2 tries at it. Tony Delk. Delk will dump it out ahead to Cummings. Cummings into the attacking zone. Tries to drop it back there along the base to Jamison, and it's stolen by Anthony. Nice read by Greg Anthony. What a pass right there by J.R. Ryder. And a foul called, and Jimmy Jackson will go to the foul line. A 5-point Portland lead, and Jackson at the line when we come back. Is that 10 and a half? What is it? What is $100 bill?
What is a $100 bill?
Is it Jackson or a Hamilton?
Well, I don't know. I don't ever see that kind. I'm not like you.
No, come on, Michael. You saw plenty of those.
You know, I would not know. You're right. I have seen a lot of those over my NBA career, but I can't remember. I'm sure George Washington back in the booth probably knows.
He's probably got the first one.
Probably the first one he ever made.
Yeah. 36-30. Some of the leaders in free throw shooting percentages. Jimmy Jackson, 92%. He was perfect until last night. And Jackson now makes it a 37-30 game.
Yeah, Portland slowly starting to build a little lead here because they're being real patient on defense and offense. Taking the ball inside and spotting the open guy.
Starks to Delk and hammered by Wallace, who was dropping down to cover. Well, the Blazers have what they call a defensive rotation in effect. And really, you got to be perceptive. You got to be a quick read, quick study, whatever you want to call it. You got to be able to almost anticipate, because when you make the pass, you got to be just a little bit ahead of it. Otherwise, you get there late and you end up fouling.
Yeah, that's called. Yeah, you really have to read on defense and keep your head on the swivel. A lot of guys get the tunnel vision. They just concentrate on their guy. And like you said, when the ball is rotated or to the open guy, they move a second too late. And in this league, guys like Tony Delk and Starks and Damon are so quick to get to the hole. They're a big guy. You're going to get there a second too late. Pick up 3 quick fouls like Rasheed has.
Well, he's got 3. He's out of there. And Tony Delk makes a couple of free throws, and now it's 37-32. Rasheed Wallace with 3 fouls. Greg Anthony doing a terrific job replacing Damon Stoudemire, who's about to come back in here with the 6-minute mark around the corner. The interchange coming through the lane. Anthony started, then comes back and goes to Arvidas. On the post-up, there's J.R. Ryder. Ooh, it hangs on the lip of the rim, and it won't fall for him. And John Starks will slalom out of the backcourt with the ball and bisect the equator. Back into the corner. And the jumper by Mills, who has been on the mark here tonight. Honeycombs the rim and pops out, and here comes Ryder. Puts the ball between the legs. Looks for Sabonis. Got a 2-man game. Wants him to go back door. Goes over the top instead. Keeps it. Goes baseline. Puts it up off the iron. Look who's there. The hardest working man in basketball. Brian Grant.
Well, credit that rebound to Arvidas, though, because Arvidas draws such a crowd. He goes in there, everybody comes to help. Everybody's watching Arvidas, and Brian just sneaks in because nobody bothered to block him out. And Brian Grant, the way he's rebounding lately, you got to get a body on that guy, because like Eddie said earlier, he's turning into the Dennis Rodman of the Pacific Northwest. But he shows up to practice, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. The only thing that he resembles Dennis Rodman with is his ability to make some pretty classy moves around the basket to get the rebound.
If he keeps getting any more tattoos, he resembled Dennis in that aspect too.
Damon's got a little body art going too. Grandma on his left arm. And Brian Grant missing. Brian missed 1 free throw last night. And he had a bundle. The Blazers got many trips to the line in that game last night. Brian Grant was 13 of 14 at the foul line. Blazers now 5 of 6 at the line tonight, and they have a 6-point lead. Pretty good battle here. The Warriors, the Blazers led by 12 in that first meeting last Sunday down at Golden State. Took a 12-point lead in the middle of the second quarter and ended up losing in double overtime. Nice pass by Starks, and who comes flying in along the left lane? That's Jason Caffey.
That was a good lead by John Starks. Jason Caffey kept moving, and Starks just sort of laid the ball out there, and Caffey ran into it with the dunk.
Look at this. Ryder really muscling on Starks. Wants to back him down. Clear out. They're trying to cheat a man down to help. That shot would have counted had it gone. It did not. And Starks is called for the foul. The unrestricted free agent who played at Oklahoma State. Walked on originally with the Golden State Warriors, and guess where he is now? Right back where he started.
Who says you can't go home again, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I'm sure John didn't want to come here, but he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer?
Well, he was when he came in. He was not drafted. I don't know what his contract status is right now.
Oh, look at Arvidas. Way too deep. That should be easy, too, for him.
Well, he's working hard tonight just to get his shot. Good football. A lot of body on him. He's got 4, and the Blazers lead by 6. Dampier trying to put some fakes on Big Arvidas. Comes up short. Sabonis with it. Squeezes that pumpkin and dishes it ahead to Damon. Pushes that pill out ahead of him. Looks to get to Grant. Muscling inside on Caffey. That's a pretty good muscle match right there. Clear out of side. Wants to back down and take it home. Backs to the baseline side. Nice smooth move. Walt Williams with a rebound. On top to Damon. Slices through the crowd. Drops into the corner. That's Ryder. You got a pair.
J.R. Ryder just moving to the open area. He and Damon know each other's game so well. Damon knows that he penetrates. J.R. is going to look at that open spot for that shooting game.
42-34, the Trailblazers with a lead, and the Warriors take a timeout. Kelvin Cato, first time on tonight. Ryder on Starks. Good high screen, Felton Spencer. Starks dumps it down on the pick and slip. Spencer on the way to the basket, fouled on the play.
Well, that's the right play, though. Put the big guy on the line to see if he can make the 2 free throws instead of just giving up the automatic 2 points on the layup.
Both teams are now in the penalty situation. Felton Spencer. There's Big Felton, rumbling and rolling out of Louisville. Spencer is a 7-footer, 265 pounds. Originally, a first-round draft pick, the 6th player chosen by Minnesota. And he makes them both. But he's bumped all over the map. Minnesota, Utah, Orlando, now Golden State. Last year averaging 12 minutes a game.
But it's not like he can't play. He's got skills, Eddie. I just understand how these guys don't develop and how they don't work as hard as they can to become better players.
Walt Williams, good mismatch on Starks, and here we go with an opportunity for the Blazers to take advantage of the mismatch. The Warriors were caught for an illegal defense. Mike Dunleavy. His team exposing that illegal defense as Felton Spencer got caught that time.
Yeah, John Starks is probably going, hey, why you guys always picking on me? Walt Williams is posting them up, Jim Jackson, J.R.
42-36, the Blazers with the lead. Brian Grant, J.R. Ryder, Stoudemire, Walt Williams, Kelvin Cato. Now Cato and Williams away from the ball. They give Ryder an opportunity to take it inside. Look at Grant fight. There is big-time hustle again. That is incredible. But I'd love to see people work hard like that. Stoudemire has it blocked on the way to the base by Tony Delk. And Felton Spencer right over there as well. So 15 seconds remain on the shot clock.
There's that play. Look at that hustle by Brian Grant. Look at that. Boing, boing. He's on a pogo stick. Got livelier legs.
And he gets it on the inbound pass by Walt Williams. Takes it to the basket and is fouled on the play. Brian Grant. Felton Spencer on the foul.
Brian probably had a slow start. Right now, he looks like he's in tip-top shape, mid-season form, the way he's played the last 3 or 4 games. So he looks like he's rounded out to the shape that he was expected to be in.
Both teams, as I mentioned, in the penalty situation, so you shoot the free throw on non-shooting foul situations. This time he was in the act of shooting. He would have gotten it anyway. They do not have Donyell Marshall available to him tonight. He sprained a wrist the night after the Blazers were at Golden State against Minnesota. And that hurts him a little bit because Marshall had 14 points in that game against Portland with 9 rebounds. He's day-to-day, maybe a couple days away, as is Donald Foyle, another big rebounder. And Starks, the ever-aggressive John Starks, to the baseline and backdoor, fouled on the play-in.
Yeah, he did the exact, he's saying the exact thing that he should do. He took the ball into Cato's chest, his body into Cato's chest. It cost Kelvin to commit the foul because if you try to avoid Cato's body, those long arms and that jumping ability, he's going to follow that shot or block it.
80% this year, 79% last year, 77% career at the foul line for John Starks. And he misses. Hard to believe. Against Dallas, terrific 16 points, 10 rebounds, a career high, 7 assists, a team high. His point total was a team high as well, and he made 4 of the last points down the stretch. Did an outstanding job, and misses both free throws, and a loose ball foul called against the Golden State Warriors. And this will go against Felton Spencer. 44-36 score of the ball game. The Trailblazers with a lead in 3:15 in the half, and because they are in the penalty, they'll bring it to the other end, and the Blazers will shoot.
Well, Kelvin Cato doing a good job down there trying to block out Terry Cummings, and because he got the inside position. And Kelvin's long reach, all Terry can do is push him down low to try to get that ball off the glass.
And Felton Spencer comes over and gets the foul, and Kelvin Cato misses the free throw. Now, that is not nearly as good a form as Cato normally shows you at the foul line. Eric Dampier coming into the game, and they'll get Felton Spencer out. Spencer coming out of the lineup. He has 2 fouls.
You know, Kelvin just came in the game a minute ago. Probably not exactly warmed up like he'd like to be, and you get put on the foul line immediately. You just don't feel as comfortable as if you've been out there a few times up and down the floor.
Better form, but hard off the back iron. Saved by Walt Williams. And Damon's got it, and we're down to the 3:10 mark in the first half. Step out, force back, jump back, and cover Terry Cummings. Meanwhile, Brian Grant and J.R. Ryder will be called for the loose ball foul, or was it against Golden State?
It's against Terry Cummings for holding down Kelvin Cato. Kelvin Cato got the inside position on him. Terry Cummings, realizing he was beat, just grabbed Cato so he couldn't jump and get the rebound. And that's why nobody else got the rebound, because Terry's too busy holding.
So Kelvin Cato will step up. Boy, I'll tell you, that Utah team absolutely crushed Seattle today by 30.
A little payback because of what happened in Seattle last week, with Utah going up there and getting crushed, only scoring 56 points.
Miami beating Houston this afternoon. Kelvin Cato has missed his first 3 free throw attempts. There he is. That's more like it. He's got not a bad touch from the foul line.
Yeah, he has a nice rotation on the ball and a nice arc to it, so when he shoots it, you expect him to make it.
He's a 6'10 guy. Big guys normally don't shoot the ball, well, except Michael was
Of course. I hit them when they count, baby, in the clutch in the 4th quarter. Who cares about the first half?
Out ahead to Damon. Little man looks, traverses, eyeball rolling all around the head here, just making sure he sees the entire floor. Now they set it up. They bring Cato to the ball side. Damon with a jump shot, tries to squeeze it out of the pastry bag between a pair of defenders, and they come away with it. Blazers by 9. Tony Delk on the penetration. Blocked by Brian Grant. Dug out by John Starks. And a 3 by Starks. Finds a dagger, doesn't he?
That's why it's best when you block those shots, just to tap it and try so another teammate can pick it up instead of throwing it back out.
Blazers lose it on a turnover. Starks beats Cato off the dribble. Tries to come all the way up and under, and Walt Williams will be called for the foul. So the 9-point lead gone. It's 6 now.
There's Brian Grant doing his Bill Russell impersonation, but just touch it. Just tap it so his teammate right next to him can get it. I know it looks good to throw it back out to the first row, but at that time, John Starks is out there waiting for it.
2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the first half. And Starks will go to the line. Ryder and Mills matched up at the Blazers offensive end. Delk and Stoudemire. Starks makes the first. Walt Williams, Kelvin Cato, Brian Grant are also out there. Terry Cummings will pair up next to Brian Grant. Starks. And on the miss, the Blazers get the rebound.
2 minutes left in the quarter.
45-40 to score. Blazers, we have a timeout call at 20 by Portland. 1:55 to play here in the first half.
The Blazer personnel up here, the players, I mean, it's unprecedented around the league. This is definitely the place. If you're going to be a player, you want to be pampered. This is the place to come.
Like milk-fed veal. Their feet never touch the ground. Blazers doing a job on the boards, and that's what we needed to see. J.R. Ryder drills one, and the Blazers now lead by 7. 47-40. And Ryder with 15 points. Delk with a pull-up. Delk with an in and out. And that was a Perot. The hoop just didn't want it. Come on, Perot, make up your mind. You're in and out.
So Dennis Rodman, too.
47-40. Call it political.
Oh, yeah, I love the political scene. You kidding me? Who can't these days?
Perot couldn't make up his mind.
That's because somebody was trying to kidnap his kids, right? Across his front lawn.
Stoudemire on the miss. Delk at the other end. He's got 2 and a foul on the play. Damon trying to do things inside against the bigger people and not having a lot of success right now.
Yeah, Damon needs to just pull up sometimes. There's Tony Delk coming back. He'll surprise you. He's very quick, good leaping ability. And he's not really known as a point guard who can beat you off the dribble, but in this instance, he saw a little lane. Blazers gave it to him. Kelvin Cato was a little bit late rotating over. Just run back and wait for that other guy to rim and throw that out of there.
Tony Delk has played his way into a starting position here with this club. Delk now with 5 points in the ball game. 5 points. Damon A little soft right now with 2. He's got a whole half a basketball ahead. Here he is. Comes out, reaches the pass by Brian Grant. J.R. Rider knocked down by Starks. That's Will Williams, pardon me. Rider with the ball, backing down on Chris Mills. There's just strength right there. Cato tries to guide it, has it taken away by Cummings.
The old veteran just got it down low. He knew he couldn't block Cato's shots here, so grabbed it before he gets it over his head.
47-43. The Blazers lead by 4, down close to a half minute. In the Blazer box, lower right-hand corner. Follow the final seconds.
That's good defense by Damon to get there to shut that shot off.
Mills on the miss. Cummings trying to climb the imaginary ladder. And a good effort by Kelvin Cato. Getting down to the finals here. As J.R. Rider thought it was blocked and fouled, and the attempted save by Mills will come back to Portland. Well, Rider thought he was fouled.
Well, he probably was. He took it to the hole strong, and Isaiah's a big, strong guy. Let's see if they got him on his arm here. See there, right across his right elbow, so Isaiah's right to complain on that one.
Well, again, you know, the question there is, do you test these people? Do you take it to the hoop on that particular play, Felton Spencer back there?
Yeah, you have to.
Or you got 11 seconds left at the time you made that move 15. You work for your final shot.
Well, you try to take it to the glass because as strong as Isaiah is especially, he has a chance for a three-point opportunity there. That time, the Warriors got away with the foul.
Rashid with 3 fouls comes back in with 11 seconds. 47-43. Rashid sets the high screen on Delk. Might have been able to call him on one there. And again, Damon has it blocked. Saved by Walt Williams. Damon tried to guide it. He wasn't there. And that'll end the first half. So the Blazers lead at the half, 47-43. Blazers with Ryder 15, Wallace and Anthony with 6 each. And you didn't see Arvidas' name in there. Arvidas did not get a chance to perform to his capabilities. He had 14 minutes and 4 points and some other scores that we'll pass along to you. Now that New Jersey team, the Blazers' next opponent, Seattle hammered. Dampier tries to get it on the other end. Philadelphia losing again. Milwaukee beaten 2 nights in a row, this time by Indiana. And Delk gets the shot over J.R. Rider. So the Blazers now a 2-point lead.
Tony Delk, he doesn't need much room to get that shot off. He came out of Kentucky. He wasn't really known as a shooter, and he's really worked on that part of his game.
He's worked very hard to work to the point where he can get to become a starter on this team. And an offensive foul called on the Trailblazers.
Well, Arvidas Sabonis was caught moving on the screen as John Starks was coming off. Arvidas turned into him trying to get post position.
Arvidas has got 2. The Blazers have 1. They have a chance to tie or with a 3 go ahead. It's 47-45. The Blazers with a 2-point lead.
Blazer fans are sitting in here in almost stunned silence. They can't believe that the Warriors are this close to the Blazers. Now
there it is, a tie ball game. This is what we saw at Golden State on Sunday night.
It's as if the fans are waiting for the team to come alive and put on an offensive spurt here.
Last night they had it going on 8 cylinders. Tonight they're probably about 6. Ryder out here. Sabonis, he gets the rebound, looks for the open man. There's Ryder. And he tried to give it to him and flipped it out of bounds. So the Blazers trying to get it going, and they come up with their 8th turnover of the game. DJ Carlesimo trying to get his 5th consecutive win from his team tonight. Cap, nice fake, drives inside on Sabonis, and a loose ball foul. They're all over the back of Arvidas Sabonis. And a foul called on the play, and this will go against Sabonis. So here's where the lack of foot quickness sometimes will hurt you. And Sabonis, no fault of his, he's a fellow whose legs have been causing him problems for a long time. And sometimes you just can't move him fast enough.
Yeah, Arvidas relies on trying to get to the position and just holding it. And Yetlin's big girth and his bulk just take over for him, because you're right, laterally he's not going to adjust. He's definitely not going to adjust in the mid-air like most shot blockers can. So he just tries to get in that position and make the guys have to go around him and adjust their path.
A 1-point Golden State lead. Arvidas with 3. And Caffey makes both free throws, so they lead it now 49-47.
Portland needs to get some offensive flow going again. They're sort of like walking in sludge right now. They just need to get some movement. There's Isaiah Rider coming up trying to create it.
Got hung in the air and wanted to make the pass to Grant. Grant saw him go airborne and decided, hey, listen, he's going to shoot it, so I'm going to the hoop. Wasn't there. And now, Caffey and the Warriors have surged to a 4-point lead. It's 51-47 with 10:05 to play in the third. Blazers trailing. Walt Williams, Arvidas, J.R. Ryder, Grant, and Stoudemire. And as they interchange on the base, foul called on Chris Mills holding up J.R. Ryder. They like to run that cross on the base where Stoudemire goes across and J.R. comes the other way. And that time Mills caught in the trap or the screening process. He reached over and fouled J.R. Ryder. Now they flash Ryder inside along the left side on the box, backing down there deeper. And as he tries to back down, he got an illegal defensive call against Golden State. That should be number 2. And that means shoot the technical.
And PJ's over there lobbying the official saying he was going on the double team, but the official was showing PJ what he did. Said the guy faked like he was going to go. One of the weak side defenders sort of came into the neutral zone and then stepped back out, and that's not allowable.
You know, you may have hit it. J.R. Damon misses the free throw. And Damon thinking about taking an extra shot. Chris Mills goes over and said, hey, no practicing on our time.
You mean he was trying to do an Eddie Doucette and do a mulligan?
A mulligan? Yeah. Everybody gets one of those. But PJ, he might be, never decides to give this up. He'd be a good lobbyist.
Oh, yeah. He's making the rhetoric.
Ryder with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Took that long jumper on Mills. Starks. Leave it to Delt. And now you've got Damon out there, and the Blazers trying to crawl out of this little hole they're in. 51-47. Plenty of time, however.
Yeah, they need to get something going defensively like that. Get the turnover. They can convert here. This will get them going.
They must convert. Ryder works on Starks. Now he knows he's got the mismatch physically. Backs him down, takes him to the base. No, tipped by Sabonis, and another foul on Arvidas Sabonis.
Well, good call by the official. Arvidas made a good tip, but his left forearm was on the back of Eric Dampier. Pushed Eric out of the way.
And they'll bring Rasheed in, and Sabonis will go out.
This will be a good move for the Blazers. Rasheed brings a lot of energy, a lot more movement in the middle, and that's what Portland needs right now.
51-47. 8:57 to play here in the third. Starks, no, rebound, Brian Grant. So Grant continues to build on his board total. He's got 14. Damon thinking about crossing over. Splits the D back to Grant. That shot looked good from the minute it left his hand. From the moment it left his hand, that thing looked like it was right there, string music. There's Caffey. Caffey at the foul line. That's like a free throw, and he missed it. And he was uncontested, and Grant with his rebound, 15. Back to Starks, and he hits a 2.
Starks wanted that too. He saw the turnover and ran back to that spot. And said, Tony, I'm open.
53-49, the Golden State Warriors. We're in the third with 8:08 to play. Warriors got to feel good about what they're doing here tonight and where they've come from. 4 in a row and leading here in the third quarter. As Rasheed puts it down and drives and is fouled on the play.
I'd say that they probably are the surprise of the Western Conference so far.
I like Sacramento with maybe a little bit more surprise-wise. But this team here, remember, they only won 19 last year. Rasheed on the miss there as the replay look, and the foul called on Caffey, and the Blazers inbound the ball. Man, inside, beautiful move inside, just a little hard. Nice save by Rasheed, but John Starks is right there to steal it away. To Delt. 4-point lead. Inside pass Mills. Caffey in the crowd. Knocked away. Tries to reload. Challenged. Walt Williams. Damon Stoudemire. Rasheed Wallace around the ball. Pick and roll. Caffey uses the off arm, and he's called for the offensive foul. So Caffey picks up a couple of quick fouls. He's got 3.
Yeah, watch this. Good pick and roll here by Jason Caffey. John Starks goes up the shot. Watch his left arm. Says, get out of the way, Brian. I'm trying to shoot this. Of course, that's a little bit illegal.
Blazers now down 4 with 7:20 to play in the third quarter. Wallace looks good. Yeah, you can tell. That was another one of those. He got a great view on that shot, the one he made and the one that Brian Grant shot. And as soon as it left their hands, you could see that thing had a terrific chance of going down. 53-51. Trailblazers down by 2. Delk, nice drive. Tony Delk got some quickness.
Well, nobody stepped up to cut him off. Everybody was too keyed in their own man. Damon gave him the lane, and Damon was looking for a little bit of help on that one.
They step out, forcing back, jump back, and cover defensively. Wallace on the way to the basket again. Rasheed trying to be aggressive and go to the hoop. He's fouled on the play. And it might be John Starks. Timeout. Warriors by 4.
These chip shots.
As Felton Spencer now has checked into the Golden State lineup. Felton Spencer in, and Brian Grant misses the first free throw. So they will have Felton Spencer, Chris Mills, Terry Cumming also in, Tony Delk, and John Starks, who plays a lot of minutes here.
And there you see that's why Brian Grant's frustrated. 2 of 8 shooting. He feels he's a much better shooter than that.
So far tonight, Brian Grant, 16 rebounds. His career high is 20. You want to come along with us. Mills. Down to Cummings. Cummings on Rasheed. There's a sage old veteran working on a young guy. 6'9" on 6'11". Cummings on that fadeaway. Tough to stop. That's why he's got almost 19,000 career points.
Yeah, he just dribbled right down to his comfort zone. He knew exactly where he was with a basket behind him and just turned for his patented turnaround jump shot.
Walt Williams. He'll back down. Back to Ryder. Hey, he's got himself a 3. J.R. Ryder. And it's 57-57. Blazers have tied it again, and on the way to the baseline, Walt Williams called for the foul on John Starks.
42, Walt Williams.
So they're the third team fouling the Blazers, so they won't be shooting. They'll be taking it out on the side.
Actually, it's number 4. No, 3. You're right. 3. Well, they got one free one left as we get down close to the 5-minute mark. And an offensive foul called on Starks, trying to work his man, J.R. Ryder. Now it's on Cummings, trying to set the screen for Starks. There you go. So Cummings trying to set the screen for Starks as Ryder came around that screen, and Terry threw a hip out there and didn't think the official caught it.
JR did a good sell job in that too, because it was a good screen by Cummings, but JR sort of grunted groan when he came off the screen and made it seem worse than it was.
Walt looks for Wallace coming from the other side and reading it well, but fouling is Felton Spencer. That was a terrific read by Ryder as he started to draw the crowd when he was backing in on the post-up, and then Rasheed on the diagonal trail came in and he got the pass, went up, and he's fouled on the play by Felton.
This is a good foul too, because not only stops the 2 points, it also stops the dunk, which will really fire the crowd up, and that helps keep the crowd out of it if you're Golden State.
And that was Wallace. Pardon me, Walt Williams, wasn't he?
Yes, it was Walt Williams.
Walt Williams made the back down. I want to make sure we give everybody the right credit. And Wallace at the foul line gets the first. Blazers again a 1-point lead. Well, this has been a battling Golden State team against a determined Blazers club so far here tonight. 59-57. We have 4:57 to play in the third. Starks. Chris Mills on top, chased by Walt Williams. Ryder on a screen, gets kicked out, back on top to Delk. No, off the hand of Rasheed Wallace. Well, I think the Blazers may have got a break on that one. Well, every one of the Warriors are saying the same thing. I think that may have come off of Golden State.
Yeah, well, it went off of Terry Cummings' head.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. That was a good call.
Good acting job again.
Of course, you got to be a good actor to be a successful veteran in this game.
All right, here's Walt backing down again. This time he shoots. No. Big rebound by Brian Grant and fouled on the play. And the Warriors are over the limit. Felton Spencer gets the foul. Extra free throws, 59-57. And a timeout will be called. Timeout will be called. The Blazers will be at the line. It is 59-57. We talked about last night and tonight. Blazers had to get to the boards, and they have. A 15 rebound advantage, and most of that, Brian Grant. He's got 16 rebounds, almost as many as the entire Golden State team. That fellow really works hard.
Well, the thing about Brian Grant, Eddie, that a lot of NBA players don't do is Brian doesn't accept the block out. When opponent puts their body on him, he just keeps moving. And he does a good job reading where the ball's going to come off the rim, if you've noticed that. So it reminds me of a guy you called many games for, Paul Silas. You know, Paul Silas wasn't the greatest leaper, as is Brian Grant. Not the greatest of leapers, but he has a good nose for the basketball, and Brian Grant's been exhibiting that this past week.
Position, maintaining contact with your man, knowing where he is at all times, and making sure that your instincts are good enough to get in that spot so you can get to that loose change. You got to want it, boy.
Yeah.
Rebounding is hard work. You really have to want it.
You got to want it, Eddie, and you got to be in shape, because that part of the game really takes its wear and tear on you, all that bumping and pushing and shoving.
As quick as these fellas are at this level, you know it's how important it is that you always have to feel and know that that man that you're defending or you're working against is right there where you know where he is, so you can get that position on. 2 made free throws by Bryant. Blazers, Damon Stoudemire with a rebound. Damon on the save, the Blazers by 4. Warriors had led by 4. The Blazers have come back now with 4 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Walt Williams flashes up high, sets the screen on Bimbo Cole. He's reported to have been headed to Vancouver on a trade. Back on top to Ryder. Ryder in the middle, will it go? No, another foul call. And the Blazers, by being aggressive here in this quarter and attacking the basket, have gotten back in the game because they've been getting fouled.
Not only that, but they're attacking the basket, but they're making themselves available. As Isaiah Ryder comes down the lane, off of a good feed from one of his big guys. He's keeping himself active. He's moving to the open area when a defender leaves, and that's the way you make the defense pay for gambling and trying to double team the ball.
Ryder at the line. Jimmy Jackson will be coming in a moment. J.R. Ryder, who had 15 points in the first half, has 21 in the game. He had 11 in the first quarter. And Walt Williams will come out. Williams doing a good job. He's only had 3 points, but he's been defending well and working extremely hard at the defensive end. Ryder at the line. Blazers trying to add to their lead. They lead by 5. Not this time. The ball tapped into the hands of Chris Mills. Got it down. Back to Terry Cummings. On the drive, lead for Dampier. Big kid from the University of Mississippi. Cummings looks the fake and then drive on Rasheed. Misses the shot. Rasheed defending very well, and Grant with another rebound. He's everywhere. Stoudemire. Back to Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy down to Grant. Grant's got Dampier. That's 6'10 against 6'11. And a foul called on Dampier, trying to root him out with the leg. And he got caught. And again, the Blazers being able to take advantage of the penalty situation over the line.
This is the old Buck Williams defense that Buck perfected so well here, putting that knee in a delicate position against Brian Grant. He used to be able to do that a couple of years ago, but no more, Eddie. That used to really slow down the offensive moves in the post. And so they want to even it up a little bit more for the offensive player.
Grant makes the first. Incidentally, we've mentioned that Donyell Marshall was not able to play because of that sprained wrist. We have not mentioned that Muggsy Bogues will not play tonight, and he was integral in that last win. 8 points, 9 assists last Sunday. He is down with the chicken pox. That's right, 36 years old. He's got the chicken pox. Never had it before. All the other members of this team have had it, so no problem there. That can be serious when you get to be in your late 20s and 30s. Another rebound for Grant.
Antawn Jamison just doesn't have the game to be a small forward in this league, I think. He just doesn't have the ball handling ability or the shot jumping ability.
Now here you go. They could have had Paul Pierce.
Or Jason Williams.
Nice attempt there by Damon. Inside, who's got it? Jackson fighting. Damon comes out of there with the littlest guy on the floor. And a foul again called on Golden State.
Damon just hanging around with the big boys and like hanging around with his big brothers, like a little brother in there in the playground. And the ball gets knocked around here, a little scrum going on, rugby scrum. And Damon just standing there among the trees. Oh, look what I found. Goes up and, of course, gets smothered, but gets himself on the line.
These penalty shots are really helping the Trailblazers. And Damon misses the first. 64-57. Blazers had to scramble to get back in it and tie it at 57. And since that time, they have now scored 6 in a row, or 7 in a row. And Damon gets this one. So it is 65-57. Blazers lead by 8. And our 17 of 25 at the foul line is the team. Back all by himself is Chris Mills. He's been shooting it well. Not this time. And the rebound by Ryder. Ryder out ahead to Damon. Wallace trailing in the play. Lob, and he's got a pair! Damon to Wallace, and the crowd just absolutely loves it. 67-57. The Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, the crowd loved that. That's the kind of thing that everybody understands that playing basketball. That's excitement.
You know, it's one of the more exciting plays in sports, along with probably a breakaway goal in hockey, a touchdown bomb in football, a home run in baseball. Everybody loves the fast break slam dunk. That's one of the 4 exciting plays in sports.
I like that Randy Moss on that back to the ball and beat his man on a nice little curl over to the end zone.
Yeah, the way the Wallace see that again.
Dampier putting a move on that we have never seen out of here. That was pretty good. Eric Dampier, #1 pick of Indiana, and the official going down on the play along with Bimbo.
Well, Brian Grant was a little miffed with himself, letting Eric Dampier go around him a dunk, and when the ball was inbounded to Brian, he wasn't ready.
And they get it back, and here comes Starks, and here's where you cannot fall asleep. So they come up with 5 quick points, and it's 67-61.
Yeah, a little lapse in concentration there defensively, Eddie. You do that in this league, man, you're going to pay for it.
That was a 3 out of the corner. Damon trying to get it back. Not this time.
They gave him a 2. That was a 2 by John Starks.
That was a 2. All right, they gave him a 2. Well, they come back with 4 quick points, and they've cut the lead now to 6. It was 10. Starks working on Ryder. Caffey trying to backdoor Rasheed Wallace. And there will be a foul called on the play, and that should put the Blazers. Well, that's 4. That's 1 under 2 minutes. So they had a foul to give there, and they just did. And so the Warriors will inbound the ball. With personal 4th team. Back to the live action. On top of the ball, Bimbo Coles, and 16 seconds on the shot clock. Jason Caffey, defended by Rasheed Wallace. Terminates the dribble. Rasheed goes and gets it. And there will be an over and back. Well, big mistake there by Jason Caffey. Terminated the dribble, looked for somebody to get it to. Rasheed attacked him defensively, which is what you should do. And he threw the ball over and back, and that's a big turnover here for the Golden State Warriors.
Well, Jason got caught in a position he's not used to playing in, about 25 feet away from the rim, and he's not comfortable out there handling the ball, and resulted in a turnover.
That's their 10th turnover. The Blazers have 13. Anthony, he pulls up, gives it to Jermaine O'Neal in the game for the first time. Give it over to J.R. Ryder, clear out of side, works on Starks. Cole sits down from that strong side to try and help defend, and J.R. shot is off, and Greg Anthony reaches around and fouls. And so now the Warriors are at the foul line with a penalty in on both sides, and 45.6 seconds remaining here in the third.
That's a bad foul by Greg Anthony. Smart veteran that he is. You don't want to put the guys on the line. Just get back on defense and make them have to earn it. Bimbo Coles is a decent foul shooter, so the Warriors have a chance to pick up easy points here.
And Bimbo misses the first. Bimbo's an 81% career foul shooter. He shot 89% last year. And this year, Bimbo Coles, 80%.
I wonder if he has that name on his chest. Bimbo. I forgot what his real name was. It's been so long since we ever used it, so we've used it. So I forget what his birth name was.
67-62, the Trailblazers with a lead. Down to Jermaine, they post up and clear out of side. Jimmy Jackson comes to his side. Jermaine on the turnaround, and Grant is muscled away from the rebound by Eric Dampier.
Warriors look for one shot here.
Grant with 18 rebounds at this point, same as last night.
Probably try to get John Starks coming off the screen against Isaiah.
Final seconds, 10 seconds in the quarter.
There he goes.
There he is. Starks. Ryder fights over the screen, rebound Jermaine. Blazers with 2 seconds. Jimmy Jackson from near midcourt. And that's going to end the third quarter. Now the Blazers lead by 5. It was 10, but they trailed by 4. And they're on top now. Here they are, the quarters that we can look at. Quarter by quarter, and you can see that the Blazers have edged the Warriors in each quarter, and that's all they've done. And they lead by 5 after 3. Now, let's see how they do in the fourth when they've had problems. They haven't shot the ball extremely well in the fourth quarter, although last night they did a terrific job in the fourth. And this is where you have to really put it on when you got a close game. And immediately Bimbo Coles reaches in and commits a foul on Greg Anthony, which doesn't make P.J. Carlesimo all that happy.
Well, I think Bimbo remembers that strip Greg Anthony got on against him in the first half. He was trying for a little payback there against Greg.
Cavaliers beat the Nets. The Blazers play the Nets on Wednesday in New Jersey. We'll have that game for you starting at 6:30 on KGW News Channel 8.
Don't you love Keith Van Horn for the Nets?
Oh, I love him. He's terrific. He's a great player. When you see him, fans, you're going to really be impressed. Inside to Sabonis. Jump hooking. Arvidas does not have his rhythm tonight, and there will be a loose ball foul called here. And it's going to be on who? Jimmy Jackson? Jimmy Jackson gets the foul.
The Warriors are doing a good job getting underneath Arvidas' base and not letting him come across the middle and sweep in for that sweeping hook shot of his.
I think he hit
his legs.
He hit his crazy bone. He's flexing his left arm. He's shooting on. There he is. Step out, jump back. Who's going to cover on Cummings? Cummings on Jermaine.
Boy, did he make a living at that down in San Diego, huh, Eddie? The Clippers.
Everywhere. Yeah. Milwaukee, he had terrific years in Milwaukee, and that little fadeaway, that little baseline turnaround has just been his strong suit. These Warriors, his calling card.
These Warriors won't go away, Eddie.
Nope. Within 3, 67-64. Again, trying to go to Sabonis. Arvidas trying to get it done. Walt Williams in a crowd, hammered on the play. Down he goes. It's really getting sloppy now. That is their second team foul here in the fourth quarter.
Antawn Jamison got caught out of position. Here comes Walt Williams. Antawn Jamison turns his back. Terrible defense there. If you're watching, taking notes at home, you got to square around and see where the ball is at all times. You don't turn your back to the ball when the guy's coming your way.
And missed by Walt Williams. If you want to know who the three-point field goal percentage in the league are, you notice that Walt Williams, who's at the line, is one of the leaders. 57% rounded.
Did you see who was on top? Cliff Robinson from Phoenix at 77% from the three-point line.
Well, we saw that at the tail end of his career here. He did not shoot that three ball all that well last year. Interchange, great steal by Anthony. He read it beautifully, got into the passing lane, does a terrific job, young people, of protecting the ball by getting the body between the ball and the defender, which enabled him to make that little scoop hook off the steal. Greg Anthony, just a terrific form play. And that is Antawn Jamison.
Well, that's what he's going to have to do if he's going to be a success in this league. He's got to knock that shot down, because otherwise people won't respect his sport. They'll just lay off of him all night. Look at this.
Not quite. Made the move and then came up dry. Here's Starks on the tap. Inside. It's good. And they're at the line. It's 70-68 with a chance to cut it to 1 if they make the free throw.
Well, I admire these Warriors, man. They're coming out playing. They play with a lot of confidence. They're 4-5 in the season so far, but the way they're playing, Jason Caffey doing a good job running the floor. Bimbo Coles looking up to John Starks. John Starks in mid-air. See this big guy run. When the big guy that runs the floor, you got to reward him with a chance for a layup.
P.J. Carlesimo says he's just happy the way the team has competed. And he's right. They do compete. And Caffey now has made it a one-point ball game.
Well, anytime you have a Starks, and like you said, a Cummings, Jason Caffey has got 3 rings in his pocket. You know, these guys have that credibility of being competitors.
There's Sabonis, point blank.
No foul? Are you kidding me?
Offensive foul.
Oh, he's gone. He'll probably get thrown out.
Technical foul, too, as he takes his mouthpiece out and throws it. He cannot believe it.
I'm surprised he threw the mouthpiece at the referee. Usually that's called for ejection, but maybe the referee just thought he threw it down because he was mad. But RP just has a right to be angry, and he was bugged going to the hole.
That was awful. I rarely say things about officiating, but man, that was bad.
That's about as bad as you get. You'll see the replay. Here it is coming up now. Watch out, He does the right thing, rolling to the hole, and then 2 guys, ooh, pow, look at that.
What did he do wrong?
I think Jason Caffey got the second foul was the one.
And Coles has tied the game on the technical. 70-70, a timeout called, and we got a new ball game.
Oh, you got to be here for that game, man. That could be a preview, Eddie, the Western Conference Finals.
Blazers have 4 timeouts in the 20. The Golden State Warriors have 3 timeouts in the 20 remaining in the game. Terry Cummings defended here by Arvydas Sabonis. Tries to get it inside. Good defense by the Blazers. As Bimbo Coles comes over, tries to get it and couldn't get to it. And so the Blazers now all knotted at 70-70. With 9:27 to play in the ball game, we'll bring it up. Big trips down the floor. Greg Anthony working here against Bimbo Coles. Step out, force back, jump back on the cover. That's Jason Caffey. And the pass attempt by Jimmy Jackson to Walt Williams is knocked away by John Starks. Blazers will get it back with 11 seconds for Mike Dunleavy's team. Mike yells out a play.
High pick and roll. Zipper high pick and roll.
Here we go.
You should look inside to Rasheed. He's got a small guy, Caffey, posting him up. Take it inside to Rasheed. He can just turn and shoot right over it.
Walt from the corner. Walt for a 3. Walt Williams. Give him the 3 ball. Hit the home run and touch them all.
Well, the Warriors probably feel, hey, that's about as good as we can defend that series, and they still get away with 3 points.
73-70. Trailblazers by a 3. Bimbo on the drive. Jump stop in the boulevard. Taken away by Walt Williams. Looks to get it up. Almost travel with the ball. And gives it to Greg Anthony across the way. Good work defensively by Walt Williams. There it is. Rasheed spins, turns, fouled on the play on a hand check by Jason Caffey.
They should really try to exploit that matchup now because Caffey cannot guard Rasheed down low. Look at the inside. Here's Bimbo Coles coming off. Watch this block by Walt Williams. It says, give me that ball. He's going with that little guy. Nice. Nice work by Walt Williams on both ends. 3-point on one side, take away on the other.
And you're wondering about the foul on Jason Caffey. Well, there's a specific rule for it as Greg Anthony gets this foul. A defender can't use a forearm when facing an offensive player until the offensive player makes an initial move like dribbling the ball. You can use it. The offensive player his back is to the hoop, and he has the ball. So, I mean, that's something to keep in mind when you see those calls, and sometimes you don't quite understand it. Starts on that little jumper that misses. Blazers have it, Anthony. Anthony inside.
Yeah, Greg, that little carried away trying to force it that time. Just back it out and take advantage of that mismatch that Rasheed Wallace has.
Starks being doubled up momentarily. Inside to Caffey. Rasheed is right there and down on Caffey with a good ball fake by Jason Caffey. And so on the Rasheed Wallace foul, the Blazers will send the Warriors to the foul line.
13 foul.
That should be Wallace's 5th foul, if I'm not mistaken, and he's coming out of the game.
Well, it's too bad when he was in there, they didn't take advantage of the offensive mismatch he had.
Both teams have 3 team fouls. Greg Anthony with a fabulous steal and gets the 2. Boy, oh boy. That makes up for the missed shot at the other end before. And now it's 75-70. Anthony with that steal. That was a terrific play, Anthony. And with 7:40 to play, the Blazers have a 5-point lead. Caffey to Delp. Offensive foul called on Chris Mills, and he was moving, setting the screen. Yes, he was. And PJ says, I got to have a time, fellas. Don't come unravel is what he's saying. The Blazers, meanwhile, have a 5-point lead with 7.5 left. They have not played well. They've had their problems. They lost again tonight.
It'll be a tough road trip. Blazers are going to have to just suck it up and get through, especially those last 3 games, 3 in a row on the road.
Walt Williams, point blank. Rebound, Brian Grant. Maybe his biggest board of the night if he can convert here. And he is stripped with the ball, and out of bounds it goes off of Walt Williams. 19 rebounds for Brian Grant.
Brian Grant doing work on the glass skin. Once you get in this crowd again, it's like being in the bottom of a pile on a fumble. Guys are just scratching and clawing, and it's hard for the referees to see exactly when the foul occurs.
75-70 our score. High pick by Terry Cummings. No roll. Dealt back to Cummings. Look out, he's tough there. And he's got it. Well, that time didn't. Instead of releasing and rolling, he just stayed in place. And he's got him back to within 3.
Guys on the weak side of that defense have to read and see where the ball is and step up and rotate to the open guy.
And another foul called for the reach. This is on John Starks, I believe.
And the Wizard realizes he has about a 4-inch height advantage on John Starks, so he's going to try to utilize that.
That's his 4th and their 4th. We're getting close to penalty time. Blazers have 3 team fouls, and 6:44 remain in the game. Ryder trying to set it up for Walt Williams. He's got John Starks. He's got a size advantage there. They release the ball to Sabonis and Anthony on the come around. He's doubled. He shoots it anyway, and he almost had it. Fight for the rebound. Brian Grant got 20. He's got 20 to tie his career high, and a big 2-pointer right there. Grant with a rebound, stick back.
Tony Delk, he's not used to that kind of pressure. He's not comfortable that close points off with you with that kind of pressure.
Starks works on Walt Williams. Come over and set the screen, but it wasn't a very good one. And Starks forces the shot, and Grant's got 21. A new career high for Brian Grant. 17, 18, and 21 the last 3 games. My goodness. Walt Williams inside on a screen by Grant, comes up short, follows his own missed shot, rebound, and a foul called, and it will go against the Golden State Warriors. Is it Terry Cummings?
I think it is.
Number 25, Eric Dampier.
No, it's on Dampier.
Terrible defense by John Starks. Didn't square up and cut off Walt Williams' drive. Blazers doing a good job in the second and third effort on the offensive glass. And that's the reason why they have this 5-point lead. They'll make it 6. You know, Brian Grant with 21 rebounds. You know what the record is for rebounds in one NBA game, Eddie? I should know that. 55.
55, Will Chamberlain.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting 55 rebounds?
Yeah, I can remember that.
That's either a whole lot of distance or some great rebounds.
I can remember that. And he also had himself a 100-point scoring night, too. 79 to 72. Blazers now with the 2 free throws, and Delk trying to counter Kent. Walt Williams. And what did we talk about at the beginning of the game? The important things to do, rebound. And the Blazers down the stretch here have just dominated against the #1 rebounding team in the league. They have out-rebounded them by 22 rebounds tonight. And Anthony tried to put the lid on this one for the moment.
23.
And another rebound.
22 for Brian Grant.
22, Ryder, it won't fall for him. But the board work has been absolutely superb.
Well, that's the old Riley saying, you know, no rebounds, no rings. He hammered that mess home to the LA Lakers. That was the reason why they were able to beat the Celtics.
Golden State with just under 5 to play, and Dampier on the pull-up. Terry Cummings with a one-hand rebound. Lost it, picked up by Brian Grant.
23 for Brian Grant.
Brian Grant's just everywhere.
Let's just keep counting.
23 rebounds, Brian Grant. What a run he's had on the board. J.R. Ryder on the post-up. But if Windex or 409 or somebody's looking for a spokesman, could you pick a better guy than
Brian Grant's agent all of a sudden?
No, I see his agent running around here every night. 81-72, the Trailblazers with a lead of 9.
Davis been sitting out here. It's crunch time. Davis nowhere to be found.
Well, Anthony's had a super game.
Exactly.
You know, that's what Mike Dunleavy was hoping for. You got picked when one person doesn't have it, somebody else steps up. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
And it's not like Damon has had a bad game. He's got 10 assists.
No, Damon's all right. Yeah. But Greg Anthony has been absolutely terrific. Tony Delk goes up. Bimbo Coles will come in. Starks, Caffey, Chris Mills, Cummings, and Coles. Ryder, Sabonis, Anthony, Brian Grant, and Walt Williams for the Trailblazers. Now they interchange to bring Starks over, and he misses the long point. Cummings with a rebound. Lost control of it, but Chris Mills, who was on the floor, got up just in time to find the ball sitting in his chest.
Well, the Warriors are probably looking to see if they can knock down a 3, give him some kind of spark and get back in this game.
51-29, the Blazers board advantage. Nice fake by Chris Mills. Strong. The scoring touch off a little, and Caffey steps around Brian Grant.
Yeah, Brian let number 24 slip through his hands on that one. That'll probably be the one he'll remember tonight.
Brian Grant, you know what amazes me, as hard as he plays, as hard as he practices before the game, he's still not breathing hard. He's getting in real good shape, and he's played 35 minutes today.
It's called youth, Eddie. We had it once.
Arvydas Sabonis was shoved out of bounds by the Warriors. He's not going to like giving up that 500 on that technical.
How much it costs now? 500?
500 and 1,000 for 2.
Used to be 100 when I played.
Yeah.
Inflation, huh?
That's what they call it.
Well, I guess it's going up with the salaries going through the roof. I guess technical fouls are going through the roof too.
All that money you've been holding and putting in the shoebox is now worth about 4 times more than when you put it in the shoebox.
Yeah, but when you're making $10 million here like Arvydas is making, $500 is like you dropping, what, a nickel out of your pocket?
I'm talking about you. Don't put it on me.
Yeah, that's right. If you drop a nickel out of your pocket, it'll kill you. You'd be searching this rose garden until the lights went off looking for that nickel.
I'd put a hole in the floor if I dropped a nickel out of this pocket. 82-74 Sabonis. Stoudemire moments before on the bench. 29 minutes tonight and 3 points. They should know about him. And Anthony, 10 points in 18 minutes. There's Bimbo. Nice pass inside, and the man coming down the boulevard on the delay, Jason Caffey, fouled on the play. 3:18 to play. The Blazers with an 8-point lead.
Well, if Jason can knock these two down, brings the Warriors back to within 6 and 3:18 to go. So Portland still has to play this one out.
Yeah, right.
This is over.
You're doing right. This is a long way from being resolved.
Especially with the three-point abilities of Chris Mills and Delk and John Starks when he gets back in the game.
And these fellas are really competing. We give Golden State a lot of credit. This free throw.
What do you think that's attributed to? PJ's coaching or the fact that they picked up 3 savvy veterans from the New York Knicks who are used to being in playoff situations?
Well, I think there's a little pride here, too. I mean, these people are tired of being kicked. I think that the Knicks have come over, the fellas from the Knicks, the 3, the connection, as we talked about, have done a super job of blending and bringing an attitude here that have allowed these guys to know what it is to win.
Those 2 missed foul shots really hurts the Warriors, especially if Portland ends up with 2 here.
Blazers have done a nice job defending, and here's Ryder now throwing the ball. Bimbo Coles with the steal. Anthony shoved out of the play, and Bimbo with a driving layup. And suddenly it's a 6-point ball game as the clock stopped at 2:49, 2:48. And it's not stopped. It continues until the 2-minute mark, and then you stop it after every made hoop in the 4th quarter.
Well, turnover and bucket puts a little life back into the Warriors.
JR on the jump hook, no. Rebound. Here come the Warriors, and they're down 6. And we have 2.5 to play. 2 threes to tie. Or 3 twos to tie. Well, the math isn't real good, but I know that.
Don't lose track of Chris Mills. He'd love to knock down a 3 now.
Delk. Back to Cole. Bimbo. And he's got him within 4.
What a tough shot. JR was all in his face.
82-78 and 2:10 left in the ball game. Now here's where you got to see if you're tough. You just dropped the hammer on him now.
I love this kind of NBA game. He's going right down to the wire. This is fun.
Brian Grant on the back down, lost the dribble and fouled on the play. Jason Caffey trying to prevent him from the low box position. PJ upset on that side. Really upset.
Look
at PJ. He's just lobbying every referee he can find, saying you got to give my guy a chance to fight back.
PJ trying to get the last word. Arvydas Sabonis with 4 and Greg Anthony with 3 of the other people in foul trouble. Now on timeouts. Blazers have 2 in the 20. The Warriors have 2. And Brian Grant, who's been the man all night long, will be at the line once again.
And of course, the Blazers have all good foul shooters on the floor for them. They can maintain this lead. Golden State will have to be forced to stop the clock with some fouls.
82-78 makes the first one. Brian Grant. A huge contribution in this game tonight by Brian Grant.
24 rebounds.
16 points for Grant. 24 rebounds. The hardest working man in basketball.
Oh, you put that title on him this year, huh?
Yeah. I got to give it to him. Dudley's gone.
Okay.
He's breathing dirt over there in New York. He's not even playing that much, is he?
No, not that much.
84-78. Blazer leads 6. Caffey under 2 to play. close to a minute and a half. Caffey on the drive and will go to the line. Caffey has matured considerably since he came into the league.
Well, he better mature quickly here because the last 2 foul shots opportunities he had. Here he is facing Brian Grant. He's really not a postal player. It's better when he faces the rim. Takes it in there real strong. One hard dribble and a nice straddle jump. Usually gets to the line every time.
He's 4 for 7 at the line tonight. He is now 5 of 8 at the line, and the lead is 5. We have 1:35 remaining in the game.
Going the other way, if he makes this free throw, Portland can just run off the clock, run some time off the clock, and make sure I get a good shot.
And it's now 84-80 on the 2 free throws by Jason Caffey.
Use that clock as an ally.
Greg Anthony, who has been superb in this game at both ends of the floor. Anthony backs up on Bimbo Coles, a good defender. Better defender than he is an offensive player. Here's Brian Grant. Tries to come to the middle, leaves for Sabonis, back to Ryder. Steps in against the crowd, leap and lean. No, Cummings with a rebound. Had time to shoot. And now a 4-point ball game as we close in on the 1-minute mark.
Big defensive series here for Portland. If they can stop him here, basically have the game wrapped up.
Here's Starks. They leave him alone for a moment. Throws it back to the other side. That's Bimbo. He's wide open. In and out and in. And Bimbo has hit some huge shots for the Warriors tonight.
There we go, Eddie. It's on now, baby.
49 seconds to play. 2-point ball game. Bimbo Coles with 8 points tonight. Golden State giving the Blazers everything they can handle.
They're back to playing.
Grant tries to spin and go back to it. He's got a pair and a monstrous pair it is. Wow. Brian Grant gets a beautiful tonight. Mills has done a good job on that deep ball. He had 2 in the first quarter. Missed a couple in the second quarter. Hasn't had any since. In fact, Mills has had all his points in the first half.
Now, Golden State's going to try to score this inside of 10 seconds so they can get a quick turnaround for the defense. There's John.
Stark, nice drive to the basket. Missed it. Cummings keeps it alive. Rebound by Mills. Mills again in the toaster. Offensive rebound. And the Blazers with a huge rebound. J.R. Ryder.
Oh, it's not meant to be tonight for the Warriors. They had 4 chances at it. They couldn't get it down.
There's some outstanding offensive rebounding by Golden State. And the Blazers come away with a big one. And hopefully they can come up with a couple of free throws here with the penalty situation in.
4 opportunities to do it. It's still a 2-possession game for the Warriors. If JR makes 1 out of 2, then the Warriors will still be within 2. But if he can make the 2 of these, it'll be a 3-possession game for the Warriors. And basically we'll wrap it up for Portland.
Don't forget now, tickets for the next home game, the Jazz, will be on sale at the Rose Garden. Come on down. It's a Tuesday, March 2nd game. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations, or come down to the Rose Quarter ticket office. That's the Utah Jazz on March the 2nd. J.R. Ryder taking his time. Makes the first. Ryder and the Blazers now lead 87-82. Brian Grant has made some big moves tonight. The one that gave him the 86-82 lead as Damon Stoudemire very briefly in the ball game. Greg Anthony, did he even get in?
Damon came back out and then Mike changed his mind and put Rasheed back.
There you go. So Rasheed with 5 fouls, because I looked down, I didn't think he'd gotten in there. And 2 free throws by Troy Adu along with Rasheed, Stacey Augmon, J.R. Ryder. Ryder has logged some minutes tonight, 39 minutes.
Well, you know, J.R. loves that. He can play 48 minutes if he wants.
Mills to inbound midcourt, looking for John Starks, Bimbo Coles, Tony Delk, and Jerry Cummings in, and that's Delk. Pardon me, Coles. And on the miss, the Blazers get the rebound. You know, I should mention right here, and it's a little bit of minutia.
A what?
Trivia. You know, stuff that doesn't mean a heck of a lot. I mentioned Tony Delk because I was looking for him to shoot that deep ball. There's one guy in the NBA this year that has taken 3 shots at more than 29 feet this year and made it.
Tony Delk?
Tony Delk.
Wow.
That's minutia.
Only you would know that.
Well, that's a reach. I mean, save it for stuff like this. You know? not that important, but what the heck?
Well, he's not sure that he can. He's got crazy range, is what we call it, on the parts.
He looks like he'd be casting fishing.
Well, the Blazers end up with 4 in a row at home, Eddie. They take care of business. Now they go out on the road for 4 tough games.
Now we're talking Bidmanson. goodness.
Yeah, that's right. This basically is when the season gets underway. You know, when you look at it, they're 6-2. If they can come back off this road trip 3-1, they're in business, baby.
Brian Grant can cut his hair any way he wants when he comes up with 18 points.
No, don't cut those locks. Man. Leave them alone. I like those dreadlocks. I'm
Nice.
jealous.
Does that remind you of home?
Yeah, man, I like that. It reminds me of the Islands. I love that.
Inside, here we go. Jason Caffey with 12 seconds, 88-84. Blazers immediately foul. J.R. Ryder, he'll get the trip all the way to the other end.
You know, veterans love to do that, Eddie. Game's winding down. Foul me, so I can pad my stats. Everybody be like, give me the ball, I'll shoot him.
Now, they hang on to it when they get it.
Yeah,
Just waiting for that foul, right?
Exactly, because, you know, you get 2 extra points tacked on to your stat sheet that makes it look even better.
Mike Dunleavy feeling a little bit better. For a while there, it was in jeopardy. After the Golden State Warriors tied it at 47, went ahead by 4. Or actually, 51-47.
You thought it was in jeopardy?
Yeah, I was a little nervous.
You were nervous, Eddie? Cool, Eddie. Nervous? No, I was
I
never.
shouldn't have told you. Forget what I said.
Yeah, I can't see you being nervous about anything
Rub that out.
except for your yearly audit.
That doesn't bother me anymore either.
But you do get nervous over a 5-foot birdie putt, don't you?
Oh, boy.
Or a 5-foot par putt, I should say.
How about a 3-footer? That's like a 19-footer with a double break for the guys on the tour for me.
Especially with Mike Rice in the background harassing you.
Yeah, he's already cheated. He got his part.
Yeah.
90-84 as Ryder adds a couple of free throws. Up they come. Bimbo out of the corner. There's the long-range Tony Delk. Not this time.
He's too close. Need to move back to 29 feet.
Blazers will hold it and get a win. And the Warriors, really a nice effort here in this game tonight. They competed, but the Blazers took it all and gave it right back. And now they're 1-1 on the season series, and Portland 6-2 for the year, 90-84 a win.